Today I'm going to tell you exactly what Bill Snyder's game plan is going to be against Oklahoma and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Considering the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what Bill Snyder is going to do against Oklahoma. But yeah, I still got this book out. It's called Lenny Bang. If you have not purchased it, I would appreciate it if you did. It's the #1 new release in hunting in sports as an ebook and an audiobook, because that's really what people like. But hardbacks are nice. I like hardbacks, and I appreciate it if you picked it up. All right, so we're going to get into Bill Snyder. But first, my God, Hue Jackson, give Baker some wideouts. All right, I understand that Jarvis Landry is an outstanding wide receiver because bless him. But my God, can we please get somebody else to help this guy out? Bless him. Because it's one thing to talk about the offensive line, and that's true. I got it, okay? We know that the Browns are going to draft an offensive tackle in the NFL draft 2019. They should use the first round pick on a left tackle because Joe Thomas being there changes the game. But you know what else changes the game? Josh Gordon. I watched Josh Gordon go for 100 yards with Tom Brady, and I understand it's a different setup and so forth and so on. But Antonio Callaway is the dude that you were expecting to be the number 2. You know how many catches that dude has this year? Huh? I don't think Hue knows because, apparently Hue also doesn't know how to win on the road. Antonio Callaway has 16 receptions in 7 games, man. He got targeted 11 times against the Jets, had 4 catches. Hold on the ball. Look, I understand. You can talk about Baker holding on the ball for too long. You talk about the offensive line, but when he puts the ball on you, catch it. And then the trade of Carlos Hyde for a 5th round, whatever. Stock up on picks if you want to. Nick Chubb is a good running back. But again, we need some wideouts. Go get Terrell Pryor. Go get Devontae Parker. Go get somebody. Go trade for a wideout because this is ridiculous. Jarvis Landry couldn't even put on his shirt last Sunday because he was so hurt. And now you're going to go up against Pittsburgh without anybody else to go alongside him. Yeah, that's going to be a rough game. Yeah, but that's kind of the thing. It's been rough. And it's been rough, one, because play calling. And, hey, Hugh, I know that Todd Haley's your offensive coordinator, but maybe you want to take the play card from him. I don't know. But while you're at it, you better watch your back. Because they already talked about getting you canned, right? Because they're saying the personnel is good enough and the coaching is not. But to be fair, coaching staff's kind of a dumpster fire at Cleveland. And I think we're fast approaching the day where Hue Jackson is no longer Cleveland Browns head coach, which is leading more people to put more fire on what I've been saying, which is Lincoln Riley's going to get a phone call. If he hasn't already got a phone call. Because between him and guys like Cliff Kingsbury and guys that know how to run air raid and actually know how to be inventive with their offense, you also don't have a lot of assistants that are hot because the NFL keeps hiring them and firing them, right? So I don't think that Lincoln's going anywhere. That's a different conversation, and we had that with Spencer. But we need something to happen, and we need it to happen now, particularly at the flanker positions, because Jarvis Landry's one dude. Antonio Callaway ain't getting it done. Rashard Higgins, maybe he'll come back and he'll be all right. But you trade away Josh Gordon, you trade away Carlos Hyde. David Njoku actually is pretty good, and the defense is way better than I thought it would be. Come on, man. Go get a wideout. Go get Jarvis Landry some help. More importantly, go get Baker some help. My goodness. The next thing I wanted to draw everybody's attention to is, of course, Oklahoma's offense. Because it's not just that they're good, it's that they're very good. And the pieces behind it, like we're talking about Kennedy Brooks a lot now because Trey Sermon might not be able to go, right? So we're going to see the depth at running back because we're 3 deep for scholarship running backs at this point. So I expect to see all 3 of them, right? You'll probably see Kennedy Brooks get the start, see a lot of Marcellus Sutton, see a lot of TJ Pledger, right? But the offense is way more important in this game than I would like to admit because they got to score. They have to score and perhaps not in a hurry. Now, I'm not a score too fast guy. I actually hate that argument because that's what the offense is supposed to do is score and score often. But this is going to be a game where people are going to argue about the offense scoring too soon because the defense has to get right back on the field. And I think that's something that Lincoln Riley was speaking to in the TCU game about how the offense, the defense, and even at a degree, the special teams supported each other. But This is going to be a game where I expect to see more running of the football, more running to open up the pass. And Hollywood Brown and CeeDee Lamb, Grant Calcaterra, those guys, Lee Moore excluded, they're going to have opportunities to make big plays because that's just the way the offense is built. And because it's so explosive and because Lincoln Riley does such a great job of drawing up plays, they're going to have opportunities to score quickly, perhaps more quickly than some of y'all would want. But it is something that I wanted to bring up right now for the folks who are going to talk about it when Oklahoma does it inevitably against Kansas State on Saturday. So now on to Bill Snyder. Check it out. Bill Snyder's already said it. He watched the Army tape. He knows that Kansas State has a lot in common with the way that Army likes to play football, which is to run the ball and eat up the clock. He was actually very open in his presser about, Army held the ball 40 minutes. Oklahoma had like 40 snaps. And he was most enthused to see that what Army did was pick up first downs. 3-4 yards clip, 5 yards clip, things like that, converting on third down. That's something that Kansas State knows how to do. Now, they run a little bit more tempo with their new offensive coordinator, but they're going to try to mimic Army here, man. They had the ball for 37 minutes against Oklahoma State in a game where Alex Barnes rushed for over 180 yards on like 34 carries. Okay? Their quarterbacks ain't very good, right? Skylar Thompson's all right. He ain't very good. Alex Delton, I don't trust that guy to throw the football, right? They got one wideout that they like in Isaiah Zuber, right? And the rest of this is offensive line and defense, okay? It's not rocket science. They're going to try to keep the ball out of the hands of the most potent offense in college football, right? Which is what people want to do, but it's also not what a lot of folks are built to do because a lot of folks are just trying to do an Oklahoma imitation, particularly in this conference, the Big 12 where we play. But Kansas State and Sorcerer Schneider is going to take his brick-throwing orcs and try to run out the clock from the first time they get the ball. They're going to try to methodically drive down the field. If they can eat up the entire game, hold on the ball, they will. This is a team that would love to win the game 6-0. That's what I'm telling you. So it's going to be really important for Oklahoma's defense to hit its run fits and to come flying to the football because third down is going to be bigger in this game than it's been all season. And with the new personnel, like Justin Broyles moving back to corner, I think we're going to see better tackling. Missed tackles is a stat that I wish we tracked so we knew how bad we are in it, but we all know just from watching the games. The boys been pretty bad at missed tackles, but we also have seen new personnel. Ronnie Perkins got a start, Trey Brown got a start, and Robert Barnes got a start against TCU. We also saw some Delarian Turner-Yell at safety, and it sounds like we're going to continue to see more of that guy, but I expect a 4-2 front. I expect a 3-4 front in instances and a 3-3 sometimes, but not in this game. In this game, I hope to see 8 men in the box consistently. I hope to see the cornerbacks matching up man-to-man because they can win those battles man-to-man. And I expect to see some run blitzes because you need the ball to score points. And Kansas State's going to do everything in their power to keep possession of the ball. That's how I see this game going. I got it as a real low-scoring game, but the spread's 24 points, but the spread was 36 points against Army. I mean, look. I don't put much into the spread when we're talking about the offense versus other run-oriented offenses like Kansas State and Army. This is a trap game because Merlin and his merry band of JUCO rejects, this is the game that they get up for. Last year, remember how nerve-wracking it was? And Rodney Anderson had to save us? Rodney Anderson ain't here to save us, man. We're going to have to put this game away early or it could be nail-biter late. And that's not what anybody wants, especially me or you. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.